Thanks, Mike.
All good. All good. All right, you ready to rock? Need a couple seconds? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you through my computer.
Okay, take your time,
So
homie.
for some reason, my headphones didn't work. Testing. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, my friend.
Oh, good. Good. There you are. All right. What are we doing?
We're gonna do some Jets and Giants previews.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Like nothing happened at work today, and then of course the El Jefe calls right before.
All good,
Right
brother.
when you send the link. All right.
Friday at 1 o'clock.
That's right.
Friday at 1. Friday at
4
4 o'clock your
here.
time.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly.
Fuck that guy.
Glad
Unless
I
you're
didn't
watching, you're
Yeah.
awesome.
Glad I didn't get really blazed. All right.
Ready?
Ready to rock.
3 and 2 and 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of This Is Our Year.
Why, hello there.
How are you doing, my friend Dougie Fresh? How you doing?
Good, man. Beautiful, beautiful summer Friday here. Weather's perfect.
Yeah, same.
Got to go out. Got to go out to the pool today already.
Nice.
Having a nice, nice summer Friday, and look how nice this is. Found Heady Topper.
Heady Topper. Okay.
I think you're not a beer guy, but I think you've still even heard of Heady Topper.
I haven't. I'm such not a beer guy.
You are not a Vermont guy.
This
is the world famous Heady Topper from The Alchemist in Vermont. Not the super talented producer, The Alchemist, but the brewery. And
also
I don't know
not the shitty book that everyone said was a great book to read, but really wasn't.
I never finished it, so I'm glad
that's how shitty it was.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like this is heavily sought after beer up in Vermont, New England, and like way before the.
Is Vermont considered New England? It is, right?
Yeah,
it's Connecticut that's maybe not considered New England.
Yeah, well, especially the part I'm in. But you ask Vermonters, and you'll get answers like, no, we're like part of Canada, or we're our own country, or Quebec. Although, like the New Hampshire people are all libertarian. The Vermont, is more communist, right? So either way, I love my Vermont people, and they make a damn good beer. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm drinking nothing today. I'm drinking water. I'm actually planning on taking advantage of this nice afternoon and taking my little classic car for a spin with the top down, which is also why I'm not wearing a hat. But I will actually stop at Golden Road Brewery, because that's usually my go-to, is drive the car up to Golden Road, have a beer and some appetizer, and stare at the boats in the marina. It's quite a nice little...
Oh, no shit. By the way, dude, I'm going to be in LA.
When?
End of next month, I think. I'm not sure on when, but stay tuned.
Okay.
I haven't been out there in a while.
Yeah, let me know. We'd love to see you. Come see the baby.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a show.
We could do a show, and we can go to Golden Road Brewery. Maybe we can do a show from Golden Road Brewery. I doubt it, but...
Oh, God. And Jenny is reminding me it is September, so this month.
End of this month. Okay, perfect.
Yes. And
cool.
we're visiting the in-laws, so I can't promise you the world yet, but let's meet
Just
up,
give me some dates. Yeah, at the very least, we can at least grab a drink together, right?
or do a show. So
Or do a show. Exactly. It's only 1 hour. It's only 1 hour.
yeah,
I love it. All
cheers.
right. Cheers, Dougie. So we're not going to bore our viewers, all zero of them, with any
Yeah,
more
did we
fantasy
promote this
football.
one or this we kind of
No,
secretly
we didn't
dropping
promote
this?
it.
Yeah,
We're just going to drop this one because we're going to do the Jets and the Giants preview. We're going to spend half the show doing the Jets preview and half the show doing the Giants preview for the 2023-24 season. Fall springs eternal because we're almost out of summer. And we have hope again, Doug. We have something to root for because the abysmal Mets season has been over since May. And all we've had is off-season football, hockey, and basketball to
yeah,
talk about.
it's been rough.
So
We've done a lot of fantasy. I don't know what the hell we talked about in July.
the shitty Mets and the trade
Probably
deadline, and
a lot of bitching, but yeah, it's I as much as I hate to see the summer go, and I really do. It's a great time of year.
great time of year. Doug, we got two teams that both have big aspirations for 2023-2024. I would like you to kick it off, and let's talk about your New York Football Giants, just like your shirt says. Let's do a little preview. How are we feeling about your team this year?
Before we get into that, let's celebrate how cool last year kind of was, because it helps with how we talk about this year. I think I have a very complicated answer. I love a lot that's going on here, and I feel like I'm also a realist though, so I'm not going to be much of a homer today. I'm actually expecting a worse season, but let's take a look back. It started 6-1, man. Some of it was luck. Randy Bullock missed a kick, I think, week 1. We beat some teams when they were kind of down. Whatever though, 6-1, 6-1. Reality started kind of to set in though. Finish the year 3-6-1. And it could have been worse. Christian Kirk could have stretched out for an extra yard at the end of that game, literally last play. Washington was called, or was not. I'm sorry, New York was not called. The Giants were not called on a PI on the last play of the game versus the Redskins. Then again, they lost to a 60-yard field goal as time expired in Minnesota. My point is, this is a team that played a ton of tight games, right?
Yeah.
Average differential was 1 point something or something, or maybe the point differential for the season was negative, -6. Maybe I read, but I don't know if they're including if you're including the Philly games, it looks bad. In other words, so I think that's the story of the season. Are they good? Am I excited about some of these young pieces? Do I have faith in the coaching staff? Absolutely. Are they on the level of the NFL elite? No, they are not. And I hope I'm meeting my words.
So let me ask you a question then, because you guys were what 9-7-1.
Yep.
Did you win the division last year? No, Philly won the division, but you made the wild card, right? And then you came in and you just beat the shit out of Minnesota in the first round of the playoffs, right?
Who are the 2 or 3 seed or 3 seed? Obviously, absolute frauds though. Right. If we're calling the Giants frauds, they were even worse. If you go back and look how they somehow went 13-4.
But that's not my point. My point, right. Forget Minnesota, right? You guys went 9-7-1. You snuck into the playoffs. You beat Minnesota in the first round. But then what happened is, and it was all under a first-year regime, right? Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen as your coach GM both came from Buffalo,
cleaning up the Gettleman mess,
and that's what we all expected last year. We expected if I was picking, I think we did pick. I said 4-13 or
absolutely. I was I was like, you know what? I'm cool if they just absolutely tank again. And you were like, well, they basically tanked last year, and I'm like, I know, I'm used to it. Just fix this thing, whatever it takes. They ended up playing way over their heads. Tons of credit to the coaching staff and the players, though. Everybody from the quarterback down had, that was a good. Other than Kenny Golladay.
Yeah, I mean, can you even mention him? He didn't even play last year, right? And he's finally off your team.
Dude, he scored. They let him play in the last game, and he scored a touchdown. It was kind of funny.
Something for that $60 million contract.
Thanks, Dave. And they've done some all right things in the offseason. And by the way, in the last week, picked up Isaiah Simmons and Boogie Basham. NFL realists are going to tell you that these guys have flamed out and have been busts so far. I'll tell you though that the Giants had the absolute worst run defense in the league last year. I don't think that's very controversial. Like pick a stat, and they gave up 268 to Philly in that nationally televised beating we took. Changes had to be made, so it's worth a shot. But they've been playing from behind with the roster, with the cap. Finally, it's starting to open up. I don't think this year's the year.
So then let me ask you a question.
Shameless plug, though.
This was what I wanted to really get to the bottom of from your Giant point of view. So you had this like quick success with the new coach and the new GM. Your new coach turned Daniel Jones from a frog into a prince, in his last year. And Saquon Barkley returned from injury to his pre-injury form last year to become a top 5 back in the NFL again. And then they were both free agents going into the offseason. And as we know, we've signed Barkley to a 1-year, like $10 million deal, give or take. And we've signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year, like $100 million deal, right? Is that about right?
Yes, that is.
And I don't know what, NFL contracts aren't reality, but how many years before they can get out of Daniel Jones' contract?
It's only 2 before, like it would be terrible next year. 2, it's manageable cap wise.
So you basically are Daniel Jones is your QB for the next 2 years.
Yes.
And Saquon is your running back, at least for this year. They can franchise him again after this year. But clearly that's a whole bigger running back issue in the NFL. Do you think that the season you had last year, now that you're saying you don't feel like it's going to be as replicable, it was worth it to now be locked into Daniel Jones for 2 more years? I guess is my bigger question, right? Should you have hit the reset button after this year, this past year?
I just like I did with the Jets, we have some Why Your Team Sucks fan quotes queued up for the back half of this Giants segment. But I mean, you're reading the minds of some fans here. I'm trying to find 2 of them. I'm not going to say them all now, but 2 of them, to your point. Jared writes in, the Giants paid Daniel Jones, who sucks. The Giants won't pay Saquon Barkley, who rocks. And it's probably the right call. And that's kind of sad. It is.
But it is the NFL we live in, right? Because the alternative of letting Daniel Jones leave, you were picking middle of the fucking draft, right? So what quarterbacks went in the first round? It was Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. So you were looking at Will Levis at the 15th pick, who fell all the way to the top of the second round and couldn't even win. I don't even think he beat out Malik Willis for the backup job in Tennessee.
Exactly. So, no, and it wasn't the year. And I mean, that became apparent, right? As the year went on, but they started 6-1. So I think we all just forgot about it. But here's the better one of the 2 quotes. Ryan writes in, what was it all for? A win against the fraud-ass Vikings, a nationally broadcasted swirly by the fucking Eagles, and a follow-up season that has 7-10 written all over it. And it kind of does, you know why? Also, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but check this out. Just take a look at the schedule.
Are you gonna tell us the schedule? Because I don't have. Or are you gonna pull it up? You should pull it up.
Oh shit! No, there was a. I'm sorry, I forgot to click a button. There we go.
There it is.
So, if we let's
do this. I think this is a good exercise that we can do together.
Absolutely. So, as is tradition, the entire nation is subjected to goddamn Dallas Giants. We're sorry on behalf of the whole country. That said, great game. Can't wait. Can never wait for this game because there's always a chance that we just embarrass Dallas and Jared has a bad look on his face, Jared Jones. So can they win it? Yes. Should they win it? Maybe. Will they win it? I don't know.
What's your prediction? Let's
give them a win though. Let's be optimistic.
Out here. I'll keep score.
It's at home, and then I'm taking a win in Arizona too.
I mean, Arizona is going
You
to
have to.
be a fucking college team. I don't think that they
I
could even beat the
I
SEC
might be
this
able to
year.
start a quarterback and just
They
hand the
they
ball off.
literally are tanking so hard, and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Not to
Okay,
get off track, but did you see the video they made with the coach?
no, but he pretty much is not indoctrinating himself to the fans or the NFL. He was basically like, I'm not going to name a fucking starting quarterback because I want a competitive advantage. And that was like the most laughable fucking oxymoron I've ever heard. You literally fucking cut your starting quarterback on cutdown day and brought in a guy who has never been more than a backup that you traded
Well,
a fifth round pick for, which made no fucking sense to me. And that guy may or may not be your starting quarterback. You may be starting the fifth round pick you took from Houston this year until Murray comes off the pup, which who knows when that's going to be. I mean, suck for Caleb, right?
Yep, right. It's like let's tank harder, but let's also not like make Colt McCoy out to be a good quarterback. He was the Giants quarterback for a while. He's not good.
I mean, he's been there for however long. I guess he didn't run their offense because it's a new regime. But you're telling me that Colt McCoy, like you needed to give up draft capital in a year when you're trying to tank for a guy named
That's fair.
Josh Dobbs, who has, he's a vet, he's a backup guy that's bounced around the league. But you're telling me you could like that was necessary? What's the difference between
Yeah.
Dobbs and McCoy? I don't know. Maybe because they want to run more. Maybe Dobbs can run and McCoy can't. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. So
Whatever. But if them and the Coyotes, we can't stop talking about Arizona.
I know.
At San Francisco, reality sets in. They get their asses kicked, right?
Right.
It goes Seattle, Miami, Buffalo. How many wins are we giving them there? Am I overestimating Miami? This is a really tough stretch. 2 on the road and Geno's homecoming.
Yeah. I don't know. This is your prediction, my friend. I'm just writing them down.
I think 1 and 2 there, absolutely bare minimum. That could be an 0-3. Let's say let's
keep it in order. Seattle. What do we got? A win or a loss?
I'm going to give them an L there. And if we're giving the Giants a win at Dallas or versus Dallas, let's give them an L at Seattle. They'll find a way to screw it up.
Okay.
And then they get kind of like the defense gets messed up the next two games. I think. I hope not. Maybe I've already forgotten how kind of magical that Wink defense was last year. And then Washington we beat. That's 3 wins.
Wait,
Jets,
so Miami?
baby.
Wait, I missed it. Miami and Buffalo. Are we getting a win and a loss? All 3 losses? Okay.
Oh no
so
no. Shit.
That's fine.
3, 4. All right. I looked at it big picture. I have 4 wins in the first 10. So what is that? 4 and 6. How we want to distribute them is whatever.
Well, you got to do this. This is your team, Miami.
Yeah. All right. So I feel losses coming at Dallas, at the Jets, at Buffalo, at Miami, at San Francisco. How many was that? Blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3.
That's 6. So that means you're going to beat Washington.
And then I think they're going to lose one of those other games. So 3 and 7. I really hate to say it.
So you think you're going to beat Washington at home, Las Vegas, win or loss at Las Vegas?
They should win that.
I think so. And then
all right. So 4 and 6.
So at Washington, another W.
Yep, and then versus New England.
Yeah, that brings you to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're 5 and 6 going into the New England game. Yep.
In that case, that's a big game.
Yep.
Let's give it to him.
W at home versus New England, and you're playing Green
6
Bay.
6?
Yeah, now you're at 6 and 6. You're playing Green Bay, New Orleans, Philly, Rams, Philly. Oh man, right. That's a tough fucking.
It's tough. So I think honestly, best case is 8 and 9 here.
So what are we doing against Green Bay? Win or loss?
I'll give them a win, but are we?
I
sure?
agree with you. I think that's a thing. At New Orleans, win or loss?
I need to see what Derek Carr and all them look like. Do they still have a good D?
They have a pretty decent D, yes.
Yeah, that's trouble. I think they can handle the Rams, and they've yet to prove to anyone that they can play with the Eagles. Although it's the Eagles last week, so who knows? But
so that will give you 8-8 with the New Orleans game needing to decide: are you going to have a winning or a losing season?
Yeah, and honestly, like 8-9 might even get him to the playoffs. Who knows? But yeah, no. I mean, this is it's. I don't think I'm going out on a limb saying it's not a top tier team. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I think I agree with pretty much all your picks. I mean, there's going to obviously we're looking at the schedule beginning of the year. Like you said, we don't know what Garoppolo is going to look like in Vegas. Yeah. We don't know what fucking Love's going to look like in Green Bay.
Right? They're going to be a disaster. Yeah, Josh McDaniels can't fucking coach.
No, he can't. But I agree with pretty much what you got here. I think 8-9, and maybe you win one of the games properly, maybe you lose one of the games properly. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think that Dallas game is huge. If they lose that, it's going to be a long year.
The opening day,
yeah,
agreed. It's going to be there. I mean, they're coming out gunning too. They want to prove something.
Absolutely. So. I hope we see Trey Lance in that game. Let's send Dak home. Trey Lance is terrible. That would be
he is fucking terrible, man. That is one of the biggest draft busts ever.
I was about to drop him in our keeper league, and then he got traded.
Why would you keep him?
Exactly, but then they got traded to Dallas, which is actually the perfect location because Jerry's insane enough to start him. So might as well
hold on
as my third quarterback. Sure, why not?
Why not? So okay, so I think 8-9. I think I could agree with you on that. So let's talk about what you like about what they did in the offseason.
I love I love their draft. Let's start there. They really needed someone else on the other side from Adoree Jackson, and it appears they got that in Deonte Banks. He's not Sauce Gardner. He's going to be a rookie. He's going to go through some pains, but Wink got his other corner.
Okay,
sorry,
I like it.
Little reflux here.
Excuse me. I've been having it all day as well.
What the best thing they did over this summer, and obviously the Jones and Barkley thing we talked to death, but man, they locked up Dex, they locked up McKinney, and they locked up Thomas. That was the checklist, and they did it all without really putting the team in cap hell. If I understand the situation correctly.
No, I think you do. Do.
So they're going to have, they're not exactly the Jets, but they're going to have a damn good defensive line. The offensive line needs to come together. Obviously, Evan Neal needs to have a better, second year. Thomas is fine, but they're still not really overall ranking that as that great of a unit. I like Ben Bredeson beat out Azuzu for one of the guard jobs. We still have Glowinski in there, and the rookie Schmitz is our new center. So we're going to have a rookie snapping the ball, which is always fun. And Danny Jones is going to have a weapon or two. Jalen Hyatt, welcome aboard. Maybe stretch the field, right? Well, I have no idea how they're going to play the receivers, though. So we kind of have to see. My boy Cole Beasley didn't make the team.
It's on the practice squad,
he is. He'll be back. Sterling Shepard is back for another 3 games. Unfortunately, Wandale is on PUP still, or no, he's off PUP. Sorry. So they got Hodgins. Who did I not mention? Someone obvious. Slayton and Paris Campbell. So it'll be fascinating to see. And Waller, of course, is a huge addition. So they did try to remake the offense. That's the hope. That the defense played way over their heads last year. If they continue to get better, and Jones figures out how to find a second receiver or a second, the second look, not just like look at one thing and then run. Although it kind of worked for him last year. Maybe we got something cooking here.
Yeah, I think Waller, if he can stay healthy, is going to be a huge addition for you guys.
Right, yeah.
Big if hasn't stayed healthy in the last 2 years, but if he can stay healthy, and he's going to probably be your number 2 receiver on your team, is my guess.
Who, Waller? Waller's probably the number 1 target, unless you're counting Saquon dump-offs.
Really? So you think he's going to have more than Hodgins?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hodgins could be a volume dude, like whoever's in the slot. If it's Paris, I think the number one target, though. I think the most plays are called for Waller, though. The
Okay.
most pass plays, yeah.
I definitely drafted him in one of my leagues last night.
I
Thinking
mean,
exactly that.
yeah, I don't blame you, and other than the injury thing, but like, if they're not going to feature him, like, what the hell are they doing? So, I
Yeah.
think we see a healthy dose.
Cool. So
Yeah,
you think
man.
it's going to be a lot of running, a lot of quarterback runs, a lot of
They're going
Saquon
to grind.
runs?
Yeah, they're going to grind Barkley into the ground because they can. Stay healthy,
Exactly.
bro. Love you. Wish you get paid someday. But yeah, it's not going to be. It's not going to be the greatest show on turf.
Who are you
And you're.
excited to see on defense?
Oh, the continued development of Kaylen Thibodeau, man. But more Snow Angels next to horribly injured dudes, hopefully. Deontay, sorry, Nick Foles. Deontay Banks, stepping up. Ojulari staying healthy. Isaiah Simmons proving he belongs in the league. That'd be fucking awesome. I mean,
Well, they're letting him play basically like box linebacker now, or
yeah,
box safety now, right? And they were trying to
right,
make him like a coverage safety in Arizona, which Arizona doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They have
right.
proven
So
that time and time again.
yeah, I mean, I love trading with the Cardinals, considering the state they're in, and so yeah, they got to tighten up the D. They brought in Ashawn Robinson for the D line, RNR's depth. You got Dex down there, and you got what's his name down there? Oh, Leonard Williams still in the house. So it's a stout front, but dude, I forgot how bad they were against the run over the summer. They were awful last year. That's got to change. So
Who are your key losses, though? Who are your key losses that are no longer on the team?
besides Galladay, um, uh, who are the key losses? Who am I forgetting?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I mean, maybe you
Last year
retained
we
everybody.
dropped like half the roster. So um,
And what is your salary cap standing?
that I forgot to look up. I thought we were doing this show on Saturday, so this is my last minute pull here. But
All good. All good.
I look. I think we're still in a little bit of get them in hell. I think this is the last year, but they're fine.
I'm gonna look
think
it
they
up
can
right
handle
now
it.
while you're talking. So
Please do.
anything
And
anything else you want to bring up about your squad?
yeah, well, it's time to do the why your team sucks comments, where
Yes, let's do
we
it.
get a little realistic. Once again, the disclaimer: these are not necessarily my thoughts. I'm just passing along thoughts of fellow
So just so you
Giants
know,
fans.
you have a little over 2.5 million in salary cap space as currently constituted. You
How
have a
much?
shit ton,
Sorry,
2.5 million
that's
in
not
cap
bad.
space. It's
We'll
not
take it.
bad. But you do have almost 24 million in dead money on the books this year. The most of that being with Kenny Galladay.
It was like 60 last year, and we had like $10,000 in cap space. So we're moving on up.
Right. So you have, let's see. And let's just see what you got going into next year. Just while we're doing this for fun, and then we'll
Oh yeah,
we will
no,
we'll
take
look
your
at the
time.
Jets real quick too, right?
We're right on time here.
Next year you're going to have almost $47 million of cap space. So that's big. That's big.
That's huge.
So, that's huge.
And it's even better because they've kind of locked up their core already.
Right. So I mean that's good. So for the Jets, we'll just do this now since I can so I can get off the screen. This currently constituted, we have almost a little over 15 million in cap space for this year, which is very, very, very big. Which we'll get to.
Huge. Yeah.
Which we'll get to in a second. Going into next year, I don't think we have much. We have 22.5 million, and I want to just look up one more thing here, and then you can start talking about why it sucks. This is just for my own peace of mind.
No, go for it. Actually, I'll give you a peek of the depth chart real quick because I have that up. Might as well show it. And we probably can't read that, but yeah, I forgot they signed Bobby Okereke for inside linebacker as well. McFadden was a rookie last year. They love him. I think he was hurt, but they like what he maybe can do. And yeah, man, Pinnock was a nice little Jets pickup last year around this time. That as he's really grown into the role. Same with McLeod, who's the backup safety there. So yeah, it just looks so much better than last year, right? All right, let's get to it. Todd writes in and says, "Was last year a wonderful surprise? Sure. Is it going to happen again? Absolutely fucking not." Brian, because the response to the Eagles turning themselves into Voltron was to sign Daniel Jones to a long-term contract. Obviously, why your team sucks. Andrew, the greatest player in franchise history is a registered sex offender.
Who's that?
LT,
Is that
I
Lawrence
think.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just once, I want to have a quarterback who does not have a face you want to punch repeatedly. It's fair. Seamus, Kirk Cousins will burn in the fiery depths of hell with his hero Margaret Thatcher for making people think Daniel Jones is good. It's true. Jared, oh no, we already did that one. Oh, John, I like this one. Jonathan, we're a corporate fan base. It's like rooting for Deloitte. Daniel Jones could be a dude that's on your Zoom meeting talking about quarterly numbers. That ouch.
Perfect. And true. I see it.
All right,
like
Eric.
Daniel Jones is definitely wearing like a fucking plaid button. No, he's got the fleece vest,
quarter vest,
half zipped up,
quarter zip
with a fucking like black and white plaid underneath. Yep. And his hair's just a little. He hasn't gotten a haircut in just a little. Too long.
I mean, we have the same hair, I think. Eric. Daniel Jones' eyes are too close together. You can't convince me that this isn't why he lacks situational awareness and can't read coverage. And finally, just because, fuck Deshaun Jackson and fuck Matt Dodge.
I don't know.
New York Giants, baby.
Who's Deshaun? Oh,
remember
the punter? Wasn't that the punter back in the day?
He kicked it to Deshaun. All he had to do was not.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
good job, Matt Dodge.
I actually remember when that happened. I was on a cross-country flight to LA and got off the plane right when that was happening and watched it. And I'm like, I'm going to walk into traffic, Jenny, at LAX. Bye.
Bye. Oh, my God. I love it. Well, great job.
Right,
great job on preparing.
Great job, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Just kidding. So, we're going to switch it over to these New York Jetropolitans. We've talked a lot more about them this offseason.
No one's really mentioned the Jets. What's been going on with them?
Yeah, no, they've been flying under the radar.
I know. Do you want to talk about the controversy?
That's a good segue.
Thank God we're done with the Hard Knocks.
I think there's one more episode, but
no.
Yeah, the Jets played the Giants in the Snoopy Bowl. Rodgers unveiled himself to the fan base in live game action, threw a touchdown, which was fucking otherworldly, and definitely, if I'm allowed to say this on the air, it may have gotten me a little excited down below in the nether regions.
Ooh.
So,
and for a 45-year-old, that's important. So
yeah, I didn't need the blue chew. So yeah. Oh, Twitter definitely knows.
I've never heard it called that.
Well, that's a new like, you know how they have the hymns where you can order hair and whatever ED.
Never heard of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Roman.
So Roman, exactly. So now there's this thing called Blue Chew on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck it's called, and they just are advertising to me ad nauseum, and I'm like, I don't.
Oh wait, that's an actual brand.
It's called Blue Chew.
I thought that was just your nickname for Viagra.
Totally different product. I'm sure
you got the chewables.
Yes, the Blue Chews, exactly. I do not have the Blue Chews. I do not need them. I do not need them. I'm just fine.
Of course not. You're a virally American man.
That's right. I eat red meat and I drink a lot of alcohol, and everything works.
Like porno and football and books about war.
Gap. Fuck yeah. Oh my goodness. Books.
I was actually thinking of that fucking Dennis Leary song that we always thought was funny in the 90s, Asshole.
I'm an asshole, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
It's a great one.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Jihad Ward coming in a little late on Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers saying, I don't know who you are.
Oh, that's what we're leading with? coming in a little late.
What should we be leading with?
Cobb's shot on Bobby McCain. No, he was a good hit.
Yeah, that was, dude. That was.
It was kind of stupid, but preseason.
I don't think he meant to do that. He definitely knocked the guy out, though, which is sad.
Yeah, and he definitely did. And like McCain's shaken up, but I hope he's all right. But it's hard to resist. Like, do you resist this take because you and I are around in the '90s? Like even the 80s a bit. Did you resist back in my day, that was just a normal hit, normal play. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm not saying any of that. Like, I don't think he intended to hit the guy.
I could say it. I mean, I've seen worse, but
right. He just did that. He didn't even hit him that hard. He just caught him. He didn't see it.
It was a bad angle. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't see it. So he just got upended because he was,
you know what it reminded me of? That time Reggie White blew up that Packers lineman on it's like an interception return and like put the dude in the hospital. I don't know if you remember that. It was on a Monday night game, like around the 2000. So maybe you don't.
I don't.
Anyway, Reggie was an asshole.
Yeah.
In all aspects of life.
R.I.P.
Fuck you, Philly.
Yes. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it was all stupid. I think it was like 5 minutes of fame for dude, and then he wanted to post all his sack on Rodgers last year or whatever, and I was just, come on, man.
So you're mad at Jihad.
I think he definitely was trying to hit him a little late. I think Rodgers was talking a lot of shit because
it gave him low business.
I don't know, dude. If I was like one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time, I would probably talk a little shit too. I think the big thing he said is show some respect. You know, don't trying to late hit me in the fucking preseason.
Well, no, so Ward saw what we all saw on the show where they were laughing about how Randall was going to get fined. And
but how did But on
the field he probably only heard the laughing and thought they were laughing at how they knocked Bobby the fuck out. Right. When it looked like, and I can't believe I'm defending this, but it looked like Aaron Rodgers is like, because you saw that, right? He was like 18. What are you thinking? You just gave up your preseason pay. Like this isn't 2014. You can't do that anymore. Right. And they're all kind of joking around, right? Now, I'm not saying that the Jets are angels, and you have a show there that's about the Jets, so you're going to get the Jets side. But I do want to correct. I mean, that's where Ward's coming from. He's not just trying to get attention. Right.
No, I whatever with all that. I think it was all
exactly.
Good TV for Hard Knocks, right?
Sure.
And then it came out, and then they wanted to keep posting about it. And I think Rodgers shut him down. I don't even know who you are. I mean, I don't care what you say. That you can't come back from that.
No, that's yeah. It's the old McGregor thing. It's like, who's that guy?
Yeah, it's a mic drop. You know, okay, it's over. So, but for what it's worth, that other than that, Rodgers looked fucking great in the game. Team was looking good. But
I'm not breaking down a preseason game.
I watched 10 preseason games.
I watched 10 minutes of it and I got really fucking bored. I was also on my sixth heady topper at that time. That was after the draft. So
smart guy.
John and I kept going.
Smart guy.
We got super bored and went to the pool instead.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the game. I just watched it on a replay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I watched it on a replay. But I will say the Jets overall, I am very optimistic about. I'm going to need you to share your screen with the Jets schedule when you get a moment.
Yep.
But obviously we got Aaron Rodgers. It's the first time we've had fucking competent quarterback play since, I don't know, are we going to say Ryan Fitzpatrick that one year was competent? Maybe fucking Mark Sanchez. I don't know. I think he ever was really competent. Chad Pennington. That's probably the last time we had competent quarterback.
No, this is fun. Keep going.
Probably Chad Pennington.
No, it's probably Chad. It's just so weird. Like that was a weird time. Sanchez and 2 AFC championships.
I mean, he had the whole team was built to win, and he wasn't. He was just a game manager. He was never great. He was never great. So, and then talk about registered sex offender. He isn't, but he should be. That guy has more.
Who, Sanchez or Rex?
Sanchez.
We know what Rex is into.
Rex is a foot guy. He's on OnlyFans. His wife is definitely on OnlyFans with
WikiFeet.
WikiFeet. I don't know what that is. So learning something new.
It's a very funny word, so I always want to break it out. But yeah, absolutely.
But to just break down the offense real quick. Rodgers looks Rodgers looks like he's back. Like I've been saying all offseason, he lost his coordinator. He broke his thumb in the Giant game last year, which was week 4 in London.
He did.
Smacking his thumb on someone's helmet.
I think it was
and
Dex.
It was Dex, and he was never the same for the rest of the year. He was playing to throw a broken thumb on his fucking throwing hand. You know, he's coming off back-to-back MVPs. He's reunited with his coordinator that he won back-to-back MVPs with. So he's got Garrett Wilson looking like the next Devontae Adams. You know, he's got Alan Lazard as his fucking little trusty sidekick, and Randall Cobb looks like he's probably going to start in the slot for us, which I don't know.
Not ideal, but okay.
Not ideal. We got Mecole Hardman, who's the deep guy, and then we got 3 undrafted fucking guys that are filling out the depth, which is kind of interesting, to be honest. So you going to keep score of this, Doug?
I shall.
Down?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to go. You said you're not going to be a homer. I'm going to be a fucking homer here, but I will tell you before we get to
know what, and you deserve it. It's been, you haven't had a year like this in a long time.
So. Ever. It's been over a decade, dude. This is like 12 years. I've lived in California, and the Jets haven't made the playoffs since I've lived in California.
And
I've lived here for a fucking decade, bro. So I will say, let's just round out
crazy.
Let's round out the offense before we do this. We got the running back room looks great with Dalvin, Breece Hall coming back slow from injury, Abanikanda and Michael Carter. We got a fullback in Nick Bowden. We'll see. I guess Hackett likes fullbacks. We'll see what happens with him and what he brings to the table. And then tight ends, we got Conklin, who did really well last year. We got Uzama, and we got Ruckert, who is a second-year guy out of Ohio State that I think is probably going to take over the whole thing next year. And then our offensive line is our big Achilles heel, but Dwayne Brown's back. Laken Tomlinson is healthy. Connor McGovern's starting at center. Vera Tucker's back and healthy, and Mekhi Becton won the right tackle job.
CBS.
He did. Yeah. Could you scroll down a little bit? He did very well. So I think they're going to run Cook. I think they're going to run Cook into the ground. Yeah, this is completely wrong, but that's okay. They're going to run Cook into the ground until Breece Hall.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But that was a good signing because I'm sorry. I think Dalvin has some game left. This isn't like.
I think they gave him like you said about Barkley. He's got a 1-year, $7 million deal. He's probably going to get the rock weeks 1 through 6 a lot.
Yeah, ton.
He's probably going to play a lot in the first 6 weeks, and then they're probably going to start sprinkling Breece in once his knee. You know, Breece will probably get 5 to 7 touches in the first couple of weeks, and then as he gets confidence, he looks good, he feels good. Then they'll start going into a 50-50 back split, and then by the end of the year, when Breece is more fresh, Dalvin will be the guy that probably is getting 5, 7, 10 touches a game. So I think it's going to be it's a two-headed beast right there. So I'm excited about all this. You put Becton down at right tackle. They brought him along nice and slow this offseason, built him up to be ready to handle, feel confident in that knee. So I'm excited. I'm the most excited I've been about a Jets offense and probably since we had Fitzpatrick and Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall, which
legends
still couldn't get us into the playoffs.
Yeah, talk to me though. I know you're being a homer right now, but talk to me about your actual anxieties about the line. Like, where are you at with the line?
I think I feel good about the line. I think the only thing is they got to stay healthy. Dwayne Brown's 38. He's coming off shoulder surgery. He didn't play a fucking down in the preseason, which he probably wouldn't have even if he was healthy. But he just came off the PUP like the day after the Giant game or the day before the Giant game. Yep. So it's not like he's had a lot of time to practice, but he's a pro. You know, he's an all-pro in his heyday. I think he's a capable left tackle. Laken Tomlinson is one of the best left guards. He had a really down year last year. I think he realized some of the things he needed to change in the offseason, and he's been looking good so far this training camp. Connor McGovern won the center job over Joe Tippmann, so CBS fail. But I think Rodgers just doesn't want a rookie center to start the year off.
You got to love your right guard depth on this CBS depth chart here. This is excellent.
Well, this is the actual line. Schweitzer and Tippmann are the backups, and they're both.
So where's AVT though? Is he starting?
AVT he's starting at right guard. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
right
is.
there. Yeah, he's right there at right
Oh, no, no,
tackle
no.
or right guard.
I'm sorry. I thought you said that somebody else won the right guard position.
No, Tucker, Barrett Tucker is your right guard. He can be an all pro. Becton's going to be your right tackle and Brown's your left tackle. So as long as Becton and Brown and Tucker can stay healthy, because none of them have been able to do that for the last 2
Right.
years, then we should be good. But that's a big if. If any of them go down for an extended period of time, we're in fucking trouble. But this is a good segue to the $14 million in cap space we have. We have enough. Rodgers took a huge pay cut to make sure that we have a bullet left in the fucking chamber at the trade deadline this year if we need it. So if the line looks good, I think, and you're hearing it, no, you're probably not hearing it here first, but this is my 2 cents. Mike Evans basically threatened the Bucks today and said, if you guys don't give me a contract extension by week 1, this is my last year. I'm not re-signing with you guys. Fuck you guys. I don't know if he could be franchised or not because of past franchises or how that
He's
works.
been there so long, I doubt they can.
I don't know how that works, but
yeah,
he makes $13 million, and he would look really good next to Garrett Wilson on this team.
It sucks when we agree, man. We should fight more. But I was going to say, other than the line, the biggest hole here is your 2 wide receiver. Even though Rodgers has his 2 safety blankets here, and Lazard probably doesn't get enough credit. That's the glaring. You need a Mike Williams a Mike Williams, but a Mike Evans on this team,
right,
for sure.
So I could see them going out and going after him. The Tampa's rebuilding. I'm sure they would be happy to move his salary off their books for third, second, third. I don't know, some sort of draft pick.
Oh, it's the NFL. Mike Evans will go for like a 6.
Right. Yeah, a 4th and a 6th or some shit like that. But we'll take all the money, right? So that comes off their books. Exactly. So something like that. But if not, I don't know. We go try and find ourselves an offensive tackle or out there. I don't know how readily available offensive tackles are going to be this
not
like
every year, and it's the NFL trade deadline,
right? So we're talking
like 2 or 3
6,
trades,
right?
Yeah.
The last couple of years, and Douglas
it has picked up, I guess.
He's made 2 trades a year every year for the last 3 years.
What am I forgetting here?
They're dumb trades. Like he traded Jacob Martin last year to the fucking Texans or I don't know, somebody.
Don't remember that one.
Right. They're under the radar. It's like he got a 5th and gave up a 6th and Martin and ate all the cap space, right?
I know. These trades crack me up. It's like, oh, we got Boogie Basham and they get our 6th, we get their 7th. It's like, wow.
Right. Exactly.
You sure you want to give up that much?
The only thing that I really wish didn't happen was we traded Denzel Mims. He was a bust, but Elijah Moore, man, I think we're going to regret that trade. I think him going to, it helped us get Rodgers, and he was definitely a malcontent, and they're very, very big on culture. And I think he had just talked himself out of the locker room. So I guess, that's where that all came from.
Was he ever good for you guys, or was it all hype?
He played well in a small stint,
very small, right?
Rookie year for 6 weeks. And then he got injured, and then came back last year, and they went, 4-2 in the first 6 games,
mm-hmm.
and he with Zach Wilson playing like poop, and Joe Flacco starting the first 3 games, and he wasn't getting the ball, so he had a temper tantrum after we had just beat Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, last minute, like that was Zach Wilson's best game of his career.
Yeah, and that was Brees's breakout. Like everybody should have been happy.
Right, everyone was happy, and he was like, "I don't know why I'm not getting the ball." And then, like the next day, requested a trade.
Yeah,
and then he requested a trade, and they were just like, they sent him home for 2 or 3 weeks.
Who you again, kid? Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
They Lou Lamoriello'd him, like when Hosang was like, "Play me your trade," basically. And then Lou so they traded him. All right, go home.
And so they traded him. They got a 2nd, but they had to give up a 3rd with him to get that 2nd, which was part of the.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's what the pick they used on Tippmann, but their 2nd went to the Packers for Rodgers this year. So.
Oh, right. Anyway, according to Hard Knocks, they love Gibson and Brownlee. Do you have any thoughts on them? stepping up this
I
year.
think, I've been watching the preseason stuff, and Brownlee was a guy early in camp. He's a bigger guy, 6'2",
Right.
215, made like a Odell type catch early on in camp from Rodgers.
He's your poor man's Evans for now.
Yeah, for now. And he can. They're doing all the dirty work. They're doing everything they can to stay on the team. And Gibson looks like he's going to be our return guy. Shifty guy. Yeah. And he played really well in the slot. So maybe he gets some run in the slot with Wilson and Lazard. So we'll see. And now let's move
take a look
to
at this.
Let's take a look at this. This, my friend, right here is
how you build a defense.
So Saleh finally has his guys, and it all starts and ends with the defensive line. You got Quinnen Williams and Al Woods as your two tackles. Al Woods is the run stopper on early downs, and then Jefferson and Solomon Thomas are going to rotate in. Quinnen Williams probably won't come off the field as much, but they still do about 60% is the most they'll let a guy go. And then Franklin Myers and Lawson are your fucking starting defensive ends that pin their ears back. And then you got Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. They're missing Michael Clemens. I don't know where he is.
Oh, yeah.
But Michael Clemens should be on here. And then
I did not vet these charts.
Then Bryce, these are all garbage. And then Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff leads the NFL in like pass rush win rate. And he is a situational pass rusher, but he wins on 20% of the snaps that he plays. He's going to get paid in the offseason. He's on the last year of his deal. And he had such good incentives from his rookie contract that he's making almost $5 million by year 4, and he only plays like 20% of the snaps. He's
not even on here.
And he's not even on here. Shame on you, CBS. But Franklin Myers is more of like your edge setting. He's not really a pass rusher. He's a run stopper for him. Yep. And Carl Lawson is a pass rusher. Jermaine Johnson looks ready to break out this year. He was the third of their 3 first-round picks, the least hyped last year, and the guy has been destroying.
Yeah, but like there wasn't enough hype to go around with your draft last year, so
there wasn't.
That was a really savvy move. It looked like at the time,
and starting to look even better right now. He is looking like a beast coming off the edge. And Will McDonald is the guy they drafted in number 15 overall this year, like they didn't already have enough draft picks. So we can send them in.
They can't help themselves. They just keep packing
think about it, though. You got Lawson, Myers, Johnson, McDonald, and Huff and Clemens. That's 6 guys that you can rotate. So you're not going to have worn down, tired guys. You are going to have guys coming at you full speed the entire game.
Bring it every play. Absolutely.
Every play. So what I've seen so far is that no offensive line has been able to contain these guys. And it's exciting from that aspect.
Yeah.
So our linebackers are whatever with Quincy and CJ and Sherwood and Barnes and Surratt.
Yeah, you got the veteran or 2 in there.
Yep. Quincy and CJ are on the field pretty much every snap. The other 3 guys are special teams, special packages. And then we have one of the best cornerback rooms in the NFL between Sauce, DJ Reed, and Michael Carter II. I'm super excited to see them shut down the opposing, passing game. And Whitehead and Adams. Adams is a second-year undrafted free agent that they're real excited about, and he won the starting free safety job. Whitehead's staying on as a strong safety, and then Amos and Davis are bringing up the depth on that.
You guys have an Adams at safety and another Michael Carter. I am confused already, but good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at your sked. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Oh, and I forgot to share once again. If the lovely Miss Jenny would bring me another heady topper, please.
Beer here. Beer here.
Share. Just share it.
All right.
All right.
Buffalo, opening Monday night at home. W. Write it down.
I mean, we both went Homer week 1. You got to.
Got to. At Dallas, week 2. In Dallas, W.
Ooh, I like it.
W.
Spicy. All right.
Versus New England, we're going to break our fucking 8-year losing streak to them. W. Kansas City on October 1st at home. That's our first loss of the season. At
Sure.
Denver.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
We're not 72 Dolphins in it.
No,
this
we're
year.
not 72 Dolphins. At Denver, I will be at that game. W. Fuck you, Russell Wilson, you corny bitch.
I hope you eat way too many edibles and somehow get in his face.
I'm taking my sister and her boyfriend, and we're going to the game. So we went. So this is the third year in a row the Jets have played the Broncos, and it'll be the third year in a row that I'm attending. We went 3 years ago, and it was a debacle. We got shit seats. We were sitting outside, and it was fucking freezing. Not freezing. It was like 1,000,000 degrees because all the games are in October.
You were in the sun in Mile High, in other words?
Dude, Empower Field, whoever built that stadium is fucking retarded.
It's like a magnifying glass.
Yes. And I was just
like, I've heard San Francisco's like that too.
Yeah, it's just like you're just getting beat on by the sun. I got sunburn in like 7 minutes.
Like you don't want to sit there. You want to go like
no, I couldn't even sit there. And then so we had to go back in and then the next year we went and saw Zach Wilson just get his dick kicked in, and that was
which is always fun.
Yes,
I guess not for you, but
no, not for me.
Good God, in-person NFL games are so overrated.
They are the worst, but I got to see Aaron Rodgers, and it's it's like sister Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not bad mouthing your decision to do this.
Yeah, we do a Denver trip. Me and Alex do a Denver trip to see Meredith every year.
Honestly, like Denver in October sounds nice.
Except for
that sun part. Yeah,
that. So, but there's lots of fun stuff to do. Denver's a cool city.
Oh, yeah. Dude, totally.
It's the worst airport in America. If you don't know,
it's the weird. It's certainly the weirdest.
It is the weirdest.
It's one of the worst.
I think it's one of the worst. I will actually
top
great segue. The worst airport in America is Philadelphia, and I'll give us a loss at home to Philly.
I'm partial to Charlotte just because I've been BF'd there so many times. I just irrationally hate it.
I don't have any reason to go through Charlotte anymore, but I definitely had a layover I took a red eye with a layover. One and only time in my life that I did this.
That's brutal.
It was coming home.
I didn't know they did that.
I don't know if they do this anymore. Oh, it was back in the day when I lived on Long Island, and to get home on Long Island, which I lived 5 minutes from MacArthur Airport, I had to take the red eye.
A little shit. Yeah.
Land in Charlotte at 5 a.m. and my flight was 7 a.m. out of Charlotte. So I'm just like drooling on myself. And this was before I was in like the Admirals Club or
just so you skip JFK or LaGuardia, right?
Yeah, in hindsight, not my brightest moment because I could have at least slept in the fucking Uber on the way home.
Right.
So, right,
anyway,
Dougie,
where were we? 4-1 or 5-1, right? Wait, hold on.
No, we're 4-2. 4-2 going into the bye week.
Okay, I missed the Philly loss, so that's
Philly loss.
Yep, 4-2.
Giants W. Sorry.
Did I count that as a W or not? I might have gone.
No,
out.
You gave it an L, so we agree there. Chargers.
Fuck you. That's a win.
Chargers at home W.
Cool. That's gonna be a fun game.
Vegas will also be in attendance because we want to go to Vegas and check out.
You know they'll shit the bed then.
W in Vegas.
Props to you for going to that though. That was pretty much non-optional for you.
Yeah, come on. It's a 45-minute flight.
Right.
All right. Buffalo at home at Buffalo. That's an L.
I have 7-3 so far, I think.
Miami at home, W. Mm-hmm. Atlanta at home, W. Houston at home, W. Miami in December, I will give an L.
Really?
I'll give an L. L. On the road in Miami.
Okay. I'll actually hold my questions. Keep going.
Washington at home, W. Cleveland in Cleveland, W. New England in New England to end the year, fucking W. We're going to sweep the series from those cocksuckers this year.
You are 13-4, sir.
I believe it.
Sound right?
If there's no injuries, Doug.
All right.
Why the fuck not?
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, maybe you want to argue with me on the Chargers game. Maybe you want to argue with me on the Cleveland game. Maybe you want to argue with me on the Bills opening day. Maybe you want to argue with me on
This is I don't
Dallas or
know.
Denver?
I don't know if I want to argue on any of these. I just want to say this is a fun schedule. The NFL, yeah, like it's not an easy schedule, right? Do you agree?
No, it's not. But I think
Uh,
that there's some teams that are,
all right.
there's
Well, I want you to talk about the Dolphins. Um, we're calling the Bills still a playoff team, right? Even though
yes.
it's possible they may have peaked already. Um, do you think you're going to be better than the Dolphins?
Yes. I
And
think
by
we'll split with
13
them
and
home.
4 would be obviously, but
Yeah, I think we're going to split with the Dolphins.
you think you
I think
match
we're
up
going to
well with them and you're going to handle them?
I mean, we beat them last year with no quarterback, right? So, yeah, I think we're going to match up with them. Then we lost them at the end of the year when we just felt the wheels fell off the whole team. We also got murdered by injuries last year. If we lost Vera Tucker and Hall in the Denver game last year. We What else did we lose? We had lost Becton before the first preseason snap.
Yep.
We had three different quarterbacks. Our coordinator, everyone hated our coordinator. There was so much dissension in the ranks last year. Aaron Rodgers looks like the leader this team needed. I'm excited. We just need to stay healthy.
You're the New York Jets. Do you think you're actually going to sweep Bill Belichick?
Yes. We're going to shove it up his fucking ass this year.
This is a fuck you season.
His team looks like dog shit. I don't care if he brought
does.
Bill O'Brien back. Mac Jones sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae Parker and fucking Juju Smith-Schuster are
doesn't
not
exactly scare you.
Scaring me. Ramondre Stevenson is a good running back, but their offensive line is crap. They are starting. Go pull up their depth chart for me, please.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Did they fire? They fired all their quarterbacks except Mac Jones the other day. Did they?
Just let's look at.
back?
I think they have a. I think they still have Brian Hoyer as their backup quarterback, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who their backup quarterback is at this point. But I want to show you something that is going to point to why I think they're going to be so bad this year.
Yeah, I'm clicking around here. All righty.
All right. Take a look at this.
Oh, it's they are fantasy poison, by the way. You don't want pieces of any of this. Maybe,
dude,
maybe Stevenson, but like
Matt Corral's their backup quarterback. Now, I don't know if this is right. Let me look up.
Look, he got claimed by New England. He was cut the other day,
but there had to be someone else.
They cut Bailey Zappi and the other guy. I guess Hoyer.
Yep.
They cut Zappi, which is weird. They were starting to talk themselves into Zappi last year. It was kind of like a Mike White thing.
They have Mac Jones and Matt Corral. Jones sucks. Corral is whatever. Ramondre and Ezekiel as your running backs, cool. But Devontae, Kendrick Bourne, and Smith-Schuster are your fucking three wide receivers.
Bill Belichick loves Kendrick Bourne. He's a truther. Tyquan Thornton just went on IR. They have nothing. Devontae Parker is still in the league. Juju was my man.
Devontae Parker got a huge deal from them. I don't think he's caught more than 40 balls as a New England Patriot in his career. I'm going to look that up right now because he only played last year and he had 31 receptions in 13 games on 47 targets.
Hey, look, Tyrone Wheatley Jr.
Right. Dude, this shit is laughable. Like
Trent Brown, wow.
Fucking Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki are your tight ends. Yeah. Trent Brown at left tackle and Riley Reef, who's 100 years old, at right tackle. Cole Strange is a guy that they drafted this year in the
Cole Strange is the hot new country 100.
He was drafted in the first round last year. He was like 24 years old and he was playing at Chattanooga. And I definitely thought he was going to be a good pick, but they took him in the first round. David Andrews is 31 years old, and
is he related to Jake Andrews? Are they just like Belichick?
Andrews,
like Belichick's bored. Like someone made the joke that he wants to win with all lacrosse players, but he's like throwing darts on draft day, right?
So Jake Andrews is from Millbrook, Alabama, and let's see where's the David Andrews from? David Andrews is from Johns Creek, Georgia. So no, I don't think they're related.
Holy shit, Trey Flowers.
Right. Trey Flowers is back. Fucking Matthew Judon. That's the only thing that they got
Yeah,
going for him.
Judon can play.
Judon and Josh Uchi. The rest of this team.
Oh yeah, Christian
whatever.
Gonzalez might be good.
Yeah, maybe.
This
maybe
is not
Christian
a scary
Gonzalez.
team.
No, dude, we are going to win both games against. If
They
we
have-
stay healthy, we will win both games.
Just guys
against this team.
as defensive ends, just a literal guy.
Yep.
All right.
Dietrich Wise Jr. and Lawrence Guy and Trey Flowers. Whatever with all
Basically, like create your own team in Madden 97.
exactly.
All right.
Garbage.
So 13
and 4, Doug. I don't know, man.
Well,
I just got that feeling. As long
either
as
way,
we stay healthy.
Either way, you have Chiefs on there, 2 Bills, 2 Dolphins games, bunch Chargers. It's
the
gonna
NFC
be fun.
East and the AFC West.
Oh yeah, Giants, Jets. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hell yeah, man!
All right,
Enjoy.
Dougie. It's been a fun show, my friend. What do we got to say today?
Who has left us? I was not prepared.
Who's left us? Well, Gil Brandt left us.
Who's Gil Brandt again?
He was like the GM of the Cowboys back in like the late 60s.
We're scraping, huh? This is so much harder since I like finally left my last social media platform, formerly known as Twitter. Farewell all the guys that the Mets fired today. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
David Stearns. Here we come.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Hola.
Your
David
prediction.
Stearns.
Your prediction is looking correct, sir.
Looking better and better by the moment.
With the council. Let's not trade Ronnie Mauricio for the 2, though. Like Art Howe or whatever, what the hell we did back in the day. But by the way, Ronnie Mauricio debuts tonight.
With Brett Beatty coming back up. So let's see these.
Beatty's up too?
Beatty's up, Buto, and Maurizio.
Might as well.
First time ever that Beatty, Vientos, Maurizio, and Alvarez are all on the Mets at the same time. So
full Voltron.
Let's do it, boys. Let's do it.
Next year, maybe a little taste of Jet Williams, a little Drew Gilbert.
Let's talk about that for just the last 2 minutes here. Keith Law, athletic baseball prospect guy, used to be at ESPN forever, released his midseason top 50. And Ronnie Mauricio.
Shiny prospects.
Drew Gilbert. Louis Angel. Ryan Clifford, all in the top 50.
Jet Williams, not.
And Jet Williams. 6 Mets in the top 50.
Kevin Parada.
No, Kevin Parada did not make
I'll stop. Blade Tidwell, please be able to pitch because the Mets have no pitching prospects.
Did you actually read the article about?
No. I will, though.
So if you go on The Athletic, they wrote an article about the pitching academy that they've started. And that what they've been focusing on.
Hefner didn't start it because.
No, it's not Ben Hefner. But it's whoever down in I want to say Port St. Lucie. They named the guy, but I don't know who he is. But it's shown the rapid ascension this year of Vassell, Hamill, and like 3 other guys that were like between 5th and 10th round picks in the last 2 years. I didn't know who they were until this article, and then they've all jumped up into at least high A.
Vassell and Hamill really have.
Vassell's in AAA already. Yeah. Hamill is in AA,
and Vassell might be as good as Blade at the end of this.
Yep,
it's a good point. God, we need it, and I didn't think we would talk about the Mets today, but real quick, man, if we are, I did have a point about them, and I'm going to give you some names. Justin Turner, Colin McHugh, Joe Smith, Daniel Murphy, Brandon Drury, Seth Lugo, Paul Sewald. What do they all have in common?
They're no longer on the Mets, but they used to be on the Mets.
Not only that, they all got significantly better, or teams saw something that the Mets never took advantage of and put them in positions where they've excelled, right? What is the other? I mean, we had a good time last year when the Mets won 100 games. What are the counterexamples to this? Who the hell is this regime developed? The bullpen this year completely blew up, as we know. Not one like diamond in the rough. Even Drew Smith is kind of like flamed out, right? So when I saw these firings today, I was like, good, because I was going to bring that up, just how the Mets might be really, really bad at evaluating talent and maximizing talent. And I know it's not an exact science, but man, like
I think that it's not an exact science. I think that Paul Sewald got a bad rap. He was on that team. Wasn't he on the team when they went to the World Series in 15? He was like just starting to get his toes wet.
Cups of coffee. And then, and then he was part of the fire that was like 17, 18, 19.
But he also ran out of options. Like he was one of those guys that like
ran out of options. They'd shuffle him back.
He was like a fringe guy. Seth Lugo. I mean, I don't agree with you on that. I think we saw Seth Lugo. We treated him appropriately. Is he pitching well for San Diego as a starter?
Yeah. So I never thought he could be successful as a starter, and somehow San Diego's done it.
But they also
Lugo was a very good middle reliever for us, but.
He also had a partially torn UCL for the majority of his Mets career.
But again, so we could have used starters this year.
I think Justin Turner was. I'll give you that one. I think there was a personality conflict with him and whoever was the manager.
I heard that was Jeff Wilpon that didn't like him. That was
someone didn't like Turner. I think that was kind of like a Brian Berard type thing. Like he fucked someone's daughter in the front office. So, and Daniel Murphy, I disagree with you. I think we just didn't pay Daniel Murphy. He was good on us, on our team. He became even better when he left.
Yeah, but it was like night and day when he left.
But he also went to Colorado, dude, where the ball was flying off his bat. Like, I think he had a lot.
He was an MVP-ish guy in Washington too, and
that was 1 year. And
if you want to put him in the Zach Wheeler category where they were just cheap, sure.
I think it's more of that. But who else did you just name?
Brandon Drury's turned into a good player. Joe Smith, they gave up on.
He was not our guy. He was a guy.
Colin McHugh was
Colin McHugh was a guy. I'll agree with you. We gave up on him too early.
Eric Young Jr.
He wasn't our guy.
No, that's who they traded McHugh for.
Yeah. I mean, we gave up on him too early. Definitely.
Look, every team can do this, and there's more, but
I think
we're not celebrating. Maybe DJ Stewart.
So here's what I'll say about all of what you're saying before we go. I don't know what the fucking loyalty is to Daniel Vogelbach or if the Quants are like up his ass because of whatever thing that they think is great. But DJ Stewart is the same role and can play the outfield
and should have his job next year.
And can be your like fifth outfielder and your lefty DH.
And has more years of control.
And at least compete for it. Daniel Vogelbach's got to go. He's been quite awful this year.
Yeah.
I think.
Although, have you noticed he's been hitting since they've been out of it?
Whatever. I have stopped watching this team, so no, I haven't noticed anything. But I can tell you, like bullpens in general are year to year, and I think
they've just been really bad at it. They haven't developed anyone.
I don't think our bullpen was that bad, dude.
They haven't developed any bullpen arms. Is what I'm saying.
Who was the last guy
since Familia? And
we
Familia,
traded
Lugo, and Smith.
We traded Holderman last year. Who
Diaz? You can't count Holderman. Like Diaz was a trade. Reed, Ottavino, Robertson, all trades. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Brody really tore our minor league system apart, and he did deal a lot of those arms that probably would have developed into those type of players for nothing. Like all the arms that the trades that he made that were like 6 guys for 1 guy, and you never heard of any of them.
Yeah.
But we always were giving up these like pitching prospects, right? So I think that could be a lot of what we're seeing now as the dovetail of that. I think that Epler's had 3 drafts now. Is that right? 4 drafts? 2 or 3 drafts. But Brody's been gone for at least 3 drafts, right? Because there was like that 1 year
we've had 5 GMs in the last 6-7 years. So
I don't know, man. I think that they're trying. They went from when Jeff and Fred were running the team. We had one of the smallest analytics departments in the entirety of baseball, and we were running it based off of the country club good old boy stuff. And when we brought in, when Steve came in and he finally got his hands on the team at the end of that year, it was already too late, right? So he had to like bring Sandy back and let Sandy run it for a year because he was trying to. So that year was a year of flux, and that's when we hired the guy that was beating off and the guy that was drunk. and then we hired Beltran. Like that was just a huge debacle of a year.
It was fun.
Right?
Let's go Mets, baby.
Right. And then we finally got Epler in charge the final year. Alderson seems like he was a part of the problem with the good old boy shit in the front office. Seems like we've let go of a lot of that now. And to your point, I think he has identified Stearns as the guy.
Yeah.
Stearns is going to come this year.
I think today's firings is the first step of like cleaning out that old. Like if you looked at the article, that a lot of those guys were there.
Yep.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think you're exactly right. You're going to say Stearns is going to walk in here and
bring his people.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. And so I'm excited for that because the rest of the season has just finish in the bottom 6 so that we don't lose right? 10 points. Like
they've been working on it.
Yeah,
they blew all those games against Texas. So
awesome.
Good job, gentlemen.
And there was definitely a problem this year. And Scherzer alluded to it. Scherzer said him and Verlander didn't get along, which is a problem. There was definitely some sort of vibe in that locker room. And now they're trying to pin it on Pete. I think that's just the media trying to make stories up right now.
Oh, dude, yeah. Let's not start on that. Fuck all that noise.
That's a whole other episode we can get into once this fucking shithole season's over.
And you know what? We didn't roast anyone's fantasy teams. Maybe we'll do that sometime too. But
next week,
it's been a good show.
Yeah, man. It was lots of fun, Dougie. Yep. All right, guys, audience. We will see you next week.
Vaya con Dios.
Vaya con Dios. All right, we're good.
We are good.
What do we want?